Okay, it's good to have you guys on here and to see that the community is growing gradually. So this is for the first tutorial. I'll be designing and show you guys how to design this condo you see right here. And our regular software we'll be using is SketchUp. I might decide to make another new Revit if I get comments from you guys about that of Revit too. So I'll be using SketchUp and I'll either use Twin Motion or 5 dimension or dimension 5 D5 to do the rendering. This is the render we'll actually be making. I've gone ahead to like do the process before now, so it will make the tutorial process a bit faster. Yeah, so let's get right into it. Let me launch SketchUp now. So I've launched SketchUp and I'll pick the architecture template in millimeters, not meters. So I'll use the architecture template. So I've launched SketchUp now, and this is what the template looks like as soon as you launch it. But this is not a how to use SketchUp tutorial. This is about me creating the condo. So I'll just go right into it. So first things first, I'll just like to show you that I'm going to be using the pen tool most of the time and the box tool here on this left corner. As you can see, I'm highlighting it. So anyways, I take the box tool. I just I use the pen tool. So I just create like a piece of land. Let's take like 15 by 13. So after creating it, you use the push brush or the push tool to push the base. So the base will be 400. That's for your DPC, and your flooring. It's basically 400. So you take out unwanted lines with the eraser tool. So yeah, you could decide to cut setbacks. Setbacks are mostly 3 meters, so you just hit 3 meters for setback. And you could decide not to cut setback since we are not doing this to actual scale still. But yeah, I am cutting setbacks here. So this is just me basically plotting the condo. So yeah, the height of your building is 3.6. Some people use 4,000. As a condo, I think I'll use 4.2 just for that higher roof, or how did they say it? So anyways, I'll use 4,000 for that. Yeah, so we'll assume this is our wall now. We've raised the building up. This is actually not the thickness of the wall. If I was to follow a regular floor plan, I wouldn't do it this way. But let's just assume, because the wall is not having thickness currently now. So if I was to make the thickness of the wall now, that means I'm not tracing a plan. I'm just assuming a big square or a rectangle as the wall. So I use the offset tool, which is this, to create a thickness of a wall, which is 225. I already know this, so I'm just using that. So I push this now to the base, or at least to the floor level. I might just change the view or do this thing to wireframe so I can see how deep I'm going with it. So I push it, I bring it really close to the floor level like this. Change it back to a solid view. So yeah, that's like first layer of my condo. I could decide to just take away this mannequin here. So this is like the first layer of my condo. I'm going to push out this forward just to create that space. So everything we are doing here doesn't really have a scale, but if we are doing this in a real world scenario, you have like a proper land survey plan that you have to follow that will be plotted. But anyways, yes, we have our first ground level, then we create the upper level, but before that we have to have the flooring for the ground level first. So I create like what they call it, I close up the opening on here, then I extrude again using the push pull tool. This time I hit Control to add to it, so I extrude from here like this, and I extrude 300 mm. Then I push this to the side. I push it to have a overhang of 1, 2 on all sides, all 4 sides. 1, 2. Push for 1, 2. I'll erase this. Push down 200. I made a mistake here, so I'll just close this off. I'll just erase this extras I'm having here with the eraser tool. So yeah, I have this set up now. So all I need to do is offset this again to the middle, somewhat like this. Then I push and I make it 3/6 for the paint apartment. Then I extrude again. Extrude this for the concrete facial. Concrete facial is sometimes 600, sometimes 400. It depends on what you want. But I'm going to use 400. Then I make it have overhangs also. Push this for 300. No, I actually want to make the overhang now for the facial very longer. So I'll make it 600 by 600. It won't really be same as the initial one I made, but anyways, it's not realistic. So I'm not saying it's not realistic. I mean, it's not to scale because we don't have a particular scale we are working with. So if you don't have 1001 tools, I'll advise you to download 1001 tools because this is a tab that comes with 1001 tools, 1001 bit tools. You need it. It's a plugin. It's a free plugin. So you can just go into the 3D warehouse and get the add-on from there because we'll be using that to create a couple of windows and wall openings now. So yeah, let's go to the floor. Then I want to partition a part of it that I'm going to be extruding inwards. That's the part that has the parking lot. And so in order to do that, I'll pick the tape tool and just get from the floor to like 3000 mm. I mark it there. Then from the side to like it's probably, let's say, like 5,000, 5 to 6,000. Let me just use 6,000 to the side. Okay, I think 6,000 is much. I'll use 5,000. 5,000 for the width. So I'll use my line now. My line to draw a line to open that particular face out. So this face now, I'm going to offset the face. So I'm going to be offsetting the face a bit. Then, sorry, I'll select the lines, not the face. And I'll offset the lines, let's say, of the face, just to give that demarcation between. Then I'll make a line here also. Like I said, you don't have to follow me one for one in doing this. This is just my own preference or my style of making my own type of design that I like. So this particular opening now is what I'm going to be like extruding. So I'll use the push tool. The shortcut for the push tool is P. So I use the push tool. So I'll push it to the wall inside first to create that large opening, which is the first opening I get. Then I create my square back, my face back. Then I push the face inward now. Yep. So the distance where I want to push the face to is supposed to be like 6,000 inwards. That's a bit too inward. I'll bring it back out to like 5. So I'll bring it back out by 1,000. Yep. So that works for me. E to erase this. No, sorry. P to push this in slightly to the wall. So I'll have this kind of like opening in the garage to the side. And here also I push it a bit inward to get that little bit of opening to the side. So yeah, this is the first opening we are getting. Then on this side, on this other side, I'm going to have the what they call it, the louvered wall also. So I'm using the tool. So yes, I input the number of rows I want, which is just 2 rows. You can keep it at 1. I think in the previous sample I kept it at 1. But now I want 2 rows, and the number of columns you want the cutting wall or the louver wall to have. I want it to have like 4 on that side. Now the thickness of the frame or the depth of the frame is D. As you can see, what D is saying is telling you that it's from here to here on the frames. That's the depth of the frame. So I want it to be like 50 mm thereabout. Then the width of the frame is the W. So that's how wide it will look. I want that to be 50 mm. So the recess and bevel, that's the extrusion, is 1030 works for me. So I just hit create frame and it does that for me. So the frame has been created. I go, simply hit the erase button, then I take out unnecessary lines right there. So yeah, I kind of like select the edges on my overhang. I select the edges on my overhang. I hit Ctrl C to copy and I Ctrl V to duplicate them. So that's me creating the this is me creating the railings for the balcony. So with that now selected, I hit the what they call it, the tubular grill for edge tool, and I want the circular diameter for it to be 20 millimeters, sorry. So I hit OK. So you can see the edge is being converted into a tube-like form now with a diameter of 20 millimeters, as you can see. Yep. So from there now, I just add a couple edges of framework to hold the glass up. Or better still, let me go back. Before I convert it into a tube, let me just join these edges together, because it works better that way, because it creates faces automatically, you see. So I have my faces created already. So I'll go ahead now to select the edges by just selecting, right clicking and asking you to select connected edges. All connected. No, I just want you to select edges. There should be a shortcut to select edges. Select connected edges or bounding edges. No, it's not selecting edges. Anyways, I can just go and select my edges myself without wasting our time. So having my edges selected now, I go to the tubular tool again. I hit OK on 20. So yeah. So on these other hangs also, I could just hit that and ask it to convert it. So yep, I have all that now. So I could make these faces become the same material as that of the glass by simply selecting the glass, selecting the bucket tool, hit I, or sorry, hit alternate to get the picker tool and select the picker tool. Now they have the material picked or highlighted. I use the bucket tool to apply the material on this face that I want. That's weird. For some reason, it's refusing to select. Okay, I'll come under here. Let me select the glass material first. This is me trying to apply material. So I select the blue transparent material. I apply it to my wall or my glass. Then I come here, select the bucket tool again. Okay, it works now. Yep, that works now. So yeah, I have it all set up now, like that. So the next this thing is to make it be on this face. So I don't want it to be completely on the whole face also. So I'll just select the bounding edges and ignore the fourth one, that's this one under, and I'll offset that by hitting the offset button and having it offset a bit inside by like 400. By the way, you can just look down here on this bottom right corner, you can find the distance there, 400. So I have it selected, the face, then I do the same thing. I create the panels, the divided panels. So yeah, number of rows 2, number of columns. This time around I want it to be 6. So I create window frames now. So it has 6 now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, this is what we're looking at now. This is what it looks like. So next I tend to like want to group this so I don't make a mistake. So I make a group. So now I have to double tap before I can edit into the group. Meanwhile, I'm not planning on editing into the group. I'm trying to make the fence now. So I just use my regular square tool to create a fence or a wall. So I just create that and I extrude to a reasonable height. Extrude to like 5,000. That's too high though. I think I'll bring it down. Let me extrude to like 3. No, it's like 2.5. Okay, this works for me. Select all coordinates. Okay, that was the edge. Figured it now, but that's not what I want now. Select all connected faces, and I'll make this into a group. Then I duplicate the group. And move it to the other side of the wall. And also just duplicate the group. Have it be on this end. And I can pick the rotation tool to rotate. Then I move it with the move tool and try to align it. It doesn't have to be 100% perfect. Like I said, the major thing is to have the scene all set up the way you want it to be. So before I go any further, I would just like to launch the D5 Dimension 5 plugin to get this looking a bit more realistic. So we work in that particular frame also, just so we get what we're doing right. So let's check that. So this is a D5 add-on button, so I'm going to just hit that. Oh, I'm asked to first save the file, so I have to save the file. Save. So it's been saved. So I hit the button again to launch it. So I'm launching Dimension 5 now.